Okay, common stock versus preferred stock. Again, the reason I put both of these up here is that in order to understand what each of these is, it's easier to understand what they are in relation to one another. Common stock and preferred stock are different classes of stock. What does that mean? It means that the common stockholders and the preferred stockholders have different rights inside of the company. And those rights are referred to as preferences. And the reason preferred stock is referred to as preferred stock is because it generally has a bunch of preferences, and that common stock does not. So we'll talk a little bit about the differences between preferred and common, and then we'll do separate videos on each of these concepts so you can understand them in a little greater depth. So first of all, just a reminder, stock is shares of ownership. So some deals might be all common stock. Their common stock deals it's pretty uncommon if you have an investor that comes in that they don't demand preferred stock, but some deals will be all common. Also, really important to mention that options that go toward employee compensation, options are almost always common stock. So you won't have any of the preferences that a preferred stock shareholder will have. And you can read some of these preferences. There are things like special voting rights and liquidation preferences and dividend preferences, redemption rights, and dilution preferences. And we'll go into each one of these in greater detail in their own video. But the overall thing to understand between common and preferred stock is that preferred stockholders really have most of the power and preferences and sort of things leaning in their direction, the advantage, if you will. Whereas common stockholders are kind of at the bottom of the food chain. Importantly, when you go to sell a company, there is an order in which everyone gets paid, very simply. And that order is debt, meaning your debt has to get paid off first, and then usually the preferred stock shareholders get the value out of the company, and then the common stock shareholders. This may look familiar to you if you know anything about bankruptcy. It's the same kind of concept. The preferred stock shareholders just come before the common stock shareholders in terms of value inside the corporation.